Welcome to another MPA Production stream. I am the guild leader from the Music Production Arena community. This is a live stream we do Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, where we work on community-related projects. This is a music production community. You can find the links to our channels wherever you're watching this. So on top of the Twitch, YouTube, DLive, BandLab, we're streaming to a few different places. And we invite you to join us. If you're a music producer of any level, any skill level, we are a modest, humble, growing community of music producers on Discord. We're the Music Production Arena Discord. You'll find our Discord link there. I think we hit 250 members, which is nice. I like to see the growth. I'm all about community, as most of y'all know. Music Production Arena. Again, you'll find an invite, 249 members. You'll find in our Discord, you'll find links, there are channels for promoting your tracks, feedback channels, you got recommendations, resources, you got some off-topic stuff, including gaming channels, plenty of voice chats, high-quality audio channels. We have events going on, small events at different times. We're looking to always grow our events into bigger, better events, of course, into the future. Hey, check out some of this artwork from Subluxa, promoting the MPA community collabs. Season 2, really cool stuff here. Anyways, also you'll find here an announcement about our upcoming events. Let's see if I can make this a little bigger. Easier to see. That's our producer battle 11. I'm probably gonna come up with some better artwork. I threw this together real quick just to let people know we're doing that. We're launching that on the 11th of November, 2021. Of course, it's the producer battle 11. More details about that will be posted in the official post. Yeah, producer battle 11. You'll find other information here about other things we do, like the feedback stream we do. It's the last Friday of every month right now. We might bring that back to every other Friday or something. We're thinking about it, but based right now for scheduling reasons, last Friday of every month we do the MPA feedback stream on YouTube. It's a really nice stream. Got like a podcast vibe to it. Hi Ira in the chat. Okay, let's see here. Just getting started. You know, Mondays are always kind of weird for me, just getting back into it after taking 2 days off. You know, that's why I like to be so consistent with these and do them every day, is because even taking 1 or 2 days off kind of just throws me off. So being very consistent Monday through Friday is awesome. Putting the work in, which really helps me, you know, not like have an anxiety attack over how much work we got to do too, because we just kind of put in the work daily, week after week, and it gets done. And really, regardless of, you know, how much work piles up and it looks like how much work, it always just gives us something to do. So it's really nice. Okay, so this is starting week 6. You know what I didn't do today? I didn't send out a promo. Let's do that right now. Week 6 of season 2 MPA community collabs. Hey, it's Reba and Ira in the chat. I think y'all were the two in here hanging out with me last Friday too. So I didn't feel so lonely. So lonely. Hey, we're on BandLab. You know, I'm forgetting to do all the normal announcements here. Let me just do a quick shout out to BandLab. Streaming as usual on BandLab. You know, I was going to do a stream this weekend. Things didn't work out, but let me pull this up for a second. So, you were here last week. You know, we're streaming on BandLab also. And it's been, I'm trying to think of the right word to say. I think lucrative is the wrong word. I don't know. It's been quite lucrative over there. That's a weird word. There's a lot of people over on BandLab, and the streaming, they have a streaming portal. Let me jump in here. BandLab. I'm not gonna do too much more promo on it right now because we've like promoted it to death last week. I still have a hard time finding my way around it. Okay, so let's go here. Live videos. It's the Music Production Arenas show on BandLab. Okay, so this is what's been happening. I've been streaming to BandLab as a extra platform, because you know I got Restream.io here that I use. We got streaming to Twitch, YouTube, DLive. I've always streamed to those 3 platforms. DLive has always been a way for us to cast the live stream into a VR platform because they accept this still, whatever it is. It's whatever. But I kept streaming to D Live because we've met people on D Live. It's a pretty neat platform. It's like a similar to Twitch. So we live stream to Twitch, YouTube, D Live, and now recently I've been casting to BandLab. And BandLab is considered by Restream.io. The link is a like a custom URL, so that actually could cost me money. So I just want to say that because I don't know if I'm gonna do it for another month after this. I really just haven't made up my mind. But no matter what, we are going to be doing a daily now. This is the news, I guess you could say, on BandLab. Let me fix some audio issues I'm having here. Turn this down. Okay, so on BandLab, I mean, it was really cool. It was let me here. I'm turn off the starting soon sign. Get situated. What do we see here? Let me pull back up my other screens. One thing at a time. Camera. There's other screens. Leave the chat right there. All right, BandLab. For those that don't know, it's a great app. Just check. I recommend checking it out. Hey, Connor, XT Call. Those are two people in BandLab. I've been meaning to reach out to y'all separately and just check out some more of your music and stuff. But I do appreciate y'all showing up often. So XT Call and Connor here, I've listened to some of their music in the past, or at least talked to them in the chat here. And there's a lot of other people who are on BandLab. But here's the thing. I want to do an exclusive stream for BandLab. It's going to be better to direct my attention straight to BandLab. And I haven't figured out exactly what I want to do. At first, I was saying radio hour, MPA radio hour. And I was thinking feedback style. Then I started thinking of something else, maybe more production oriented. And I just haven't made up my mind. This weekend, I tried something. I was about to go live, but like, I don't know. I was just like, my headspace wasn't right. I was about to go live, but like I was all over the place. So I canceled that. It was more of a practice stream. But I want to do special stream on BandLab. And once that happens, it'll be regular scheduled time too. I do best with setting a set schedule. I'm thinking it's gonna be daily, like shortly after this stream, or maybe before a stream, or just 1 hour stream daily, or whatever it might be. If not, if I'm gonna make them longer stream, maybe it'll be every other day or whatever. But look out for those. Appreciate people following me over there, following the music production arena community. If you want to dive deeper into the community, join us on our Discord, please. And if you're posting on SoundCloud, make sure you're following us, and we'll follow you back. And we're reposting and playlisting SoundCloud playlist every month. I am working on the artwork for the new playlist season. What is it? November. Too many words. SoundCloud, November playlist. Vision followed. Nice. So every month we make a new playlist over here on SoundCloud, and the music has been getting better. The playlists have getting more consistent. The artwork is, as I was saying, I don't like the artwork. I'm actually embarrassed by the artwork at this point. I'm surprised I put half that artwork up there. Anyways, I'm not an artist. I needed pictures. So I'm going to do a more uniform like artwork style, maybe across all of them, and probably swap out some of this artwork. And anyways, there'll be a new one coming. Here's the November 2021 playlist. Already been posted. I need to add some artwork to it. If we're following you on SoundCloud, I'll be checking out anything you post this month and just trying to find the best stuff to repost. But really, I just repost anything at this point that's from our members. As I've mentioned in the past, though, in the future we'll get more picky with the music because we want it to be a place to find the best of the best inside the community, but never a competition. It's just more of a promo channel. It encourages people to get better because the way I see it is, it's not going to be everyone that's producing now. We're all just getting better together. So right now I'm reposting a lot of people's music, and then in the future, as we all get better, it'll be easier just to post the best music because we'll all be getting better. So that's the MPA community support playlist. Right now it's an exclusive SoundCloud thing. We're going to branch out to Spotify. Let's see. Let's check out our Spotify. I promise to get a script for this in the future, so I'm not all over the place at the beginning of these, but we'll dive into the actual project here soon. Hey, Jamina on BandLab. How you doing? If you haven't already followed this page, you know what? Look, the website over here is not updating the chat. mobile is. It's another problem I have with the BandLab chat and stuff. It does not always hit refresh over here. If I miss your chats over here in BandLab, forgive me. Like I said, in the future, I'm gonna get better at getting this all set up. How it's probably gonna shake out, as I was saying, is we're gonna have two streams now. We're gonna have this production stream, and then later in the night, we're gonna do more of a radio style feedback slash radio slash whatever stream on BandLab. So if you're not following on BandLab, please do, because that's gonna be fun. When I can focus all my attention over to BandLab and not have to just, check the chat every once in a while, I think the BandLab is gonna be a really fun stream. Okay, let's see. Do we have our Spotify here? Let me see if I can't sign in real quick. I want to show you. We actually do follow a bunch of our members on Spotify. I want to see if you're not one of the members we're following. Be sure to send us your Spotify link. Let me open this up. Member login. Oh man, I might have to do this later. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I don't remember our login right now. Anyways, we do have a profile page for Music Production Arena. No released music or nothing. We're not like a label or nothing, but I did make a page just for playlisting music. There's got to be another way for me to find this. Let me see here. Little sidetrack tangent thing here. What is that play? What would that playlist be called? What if I typed in Music Production Arena? I don't think I've ever even changed the name from Amino to Arena. That's a good podcast right there, by the way. I used to listen to Music Production. Well, that's not gonna work. Amino. What is this? Okay, I need to update our thing. My bad. 7 followers. We're following 130. So these 103 people we're following are all members, basically, as I'm pretty sure, unless I started following people on accident. So you also have found it on Spotify, Music Production Amino. I need to update those. I need to update that name, which I will do once I figure out how to sign back in. And then I need to go through here and actually start checking the music, because this is what I want to do. I want to start making playlists on Spotify, because as we know, Spotify is the place for playlists. SoundCloud is too, but Spotify playlists are where it's at. And if we can get a really nice curated playlist for the community, maybe we'll be more picky over here right away. But the problem I had in the past with the Spotify is there just wasn't as many people posting music regularly on Spotify as they did on SoundCloud. But you can see we're following a lot of members. Thing is, I need to go through here, unfollow the people that aren't following us back on SoundCloud, to be honest with you, or aren't following us back on here, because that's how we've been cleaning up the community lately anyways. And so there's people on here that for lack of a better explanation, just aren't really a member of the community as much as others. So I want to make sure we're putting the focus on the people that are putting focus on us, kind of thing. Zandit, been missing you. I'm gonna update you on the collab here in a little bit. Just going through some of the things Monday, just updating some of the things. I want people to know that we are definitely playlisting regularly on SoundCloud, but we're going to be doing it here on Spotify soon. I don't want to do YouTube for a while because it's just, and I don't know. I think YouTube is a great place for music. Don't get me wrong, but what I want to do with the YouTube is I want to find people doing music production tutorials, videos, live streams, DAW streamers, other things like that. Actually, the biggest problem is most of the people that post videos, even when they do post music, they also post a lot of other videos, sometimes like video game. It just gets mixed up. It's hard for me to curate a playlist over there on YouTube. So I have my reasons right now of not doing YouTube playlist. But right now we're going to focus more on the music sides themselves, audio sides, which is SoundCloud and Spotify. Xanit says, I've been more active on SoundCloud lately. Yeah, I'd like to see a resurgence of or revival for SoundCloud. I know they had their heyday, and I don't think that's coming back. SoundCloud rap really was like, and still is, a household term now. I even see the SoundCloud logo being painted in like famous people's houses on like when I'm watching like short little videos or whatever. Not that I sit around and watch that stuff all the time, but just the other day I saw, who was it? It was like I forget, like Lil Uzi Vert or something. I don't know, some rapper, some famous dude. He had his house all decked out, like painted, and a big SoundCloud logo on the wall. And I was like, I appreciate that because it's solidified as like an official time in history, a music site, and audio site that actually had impact on the music. Unlike so many other audio sites and websites that come up and come and go, that really never become something like that. SoundCloud has, it's got some clout, some reputation. Everyone loves to talk about how it's always dying and dead and never what it used to be, but it's really up to the people to actually, still download it and have it on their phone and listen to stuff. um, then it says I need to get back into music production. Been working on so much, having doing a lot of things. You know what? We need to get back into music production right now. So since you're here, I want to update you on what's been happening in the collab. So this is week 6, season 2, ongoing MPA community collabs. I was going to ping the community, but I keep forgetting. Let's do that, I guess, right now. Let's go edit, copy, edit message. Let me just copy this from last week. Copy. I'm just making a new post here. Upload file. Give me a second. Let's get this ping. I usually ping the or notify the community once every Monday, and I just really forgot to do it today. So I'm gonna do it right now, and then we're gonna jump into the actual project for the day, which I'm excited about. And then anything else I forgot to announce, I'll just remember later. Need to work on that script I keep talking about. I just kind of jump into this scatterbrained every day. All right, MPA. Let's see here. We're going with pictures. Uncut pics. Looking for the picture. This one, official. And I'm gonna paste this. I'm gonna change this to week 6. Here comes the noti, now streaming week 6 of season 2. These and publish to followers. I don't know what that is, but if I have any followers, I'll make sure to send it out to them too. Remove all embeds. All right, so this is week 6. So for just to let people know that maybe chiming in for the very first time, the Community Collabs is a project where I've collected a whole bunch of samples from members of the music production arena community. This season, I focused on the Discord. And I was going to say this real quick. Each season, I am going to focus my attention on a different set of our members. First season was actually a lot of SoundCloud and Instagram members that I found and touched base with. And of course, Discord and stuff. This second season, I messaged everyone on our Discord, not everyone, but everyone that I recognized and thought maybe would want to join in. I messaged them and asked them if they want to collab. So this season was focused heavily on our Discord, and I'm planning on season 3 to be focused heavily on BandLab members. So just a little more shout out there and recognition for the BandLab side of things, because BandLab is the perfect platform, and we already have a lot of members over there on BandLab. So I'm going to. It's not that anyone can't still join. I'm just saying the people that I'm going to message at the beginning of season 3 are all going to be BandLab members. And then everyone else will just either be returnees from season 2 or whatever. Let's read what Xanet's saying. Xanet says, I've been doing a lot of things I love. Me too, actually. I mean, a lot of them still have to do with music, but I'm taking the time to play some Guild Wars 2. Their new expansion's coming out. And play with my dad. And building up a little guild there. And I'm doing some other things. Anyways, then it says things I love. Trust me, I improvise all of my meetings with excess. What? There is no script, just an idea and a dream. Okay, you sounded very poetic this morning. I like it. This afternoon. What time is it? No, I agree. I'm just kind of fueled by I try not to ever get too systematic, even though I seem to be very systematic. I actually hold myself back because that's when it does become too much of like overwhelming, like robot. So I fuel myself on the excitement of the project. So I know that I can get through the live stream each day if I just remember what we're supposed to be working on. And I get excited about it. And I am excited to get these to start week 6. So we'll get to that just right now. All right, so we've been collecting samples from members of the community. This season was all Discord members. I was happy to see we had so many active members on our Discord. This huge list here, even the purple side here, I mean the one on the left, were all members that responded and said, "Oh, this sounds like a cool idea. I might send you something, or may not send you something." And then we've got another set over here of members that were part of season one. They just never really returned for season two, which is, it is what it is. Uh, Kind of, it's cool to see people return, but it's more like it's neater to see new people come in, and then like a few people return, as in like, like when you see like TV shows or like reality shows, and people come in back from previous seasons, it's always like a special moment. Yeah. Maybe I'm overthinking that. And then we've got a whole list of members here that sent me samples. 38, I believe. I haven't counted in a minute, but we've got close to 40 members participating this season. And it was actually more than I think we needed, but it's not more than I'm going to take. I'm going to take as much as we can get, because really the more people we get involved with the collabs, the more people are going to participate in the overall live stream experience. And just whether they're spectating or participating. Anyways, we've collected samples from all these members. Now we're creating very tedious task at this point, because we've added 2 more tracks. We're up to 10 collabs projects now. Started with 8. But like I said, we're going to keep it, we're not going to get overwhelm ourselves. We're just going to stay steady. I forget the saying, something steady wins something. So what we've done is, in previous weeks, we've collected the samples, we've resampled the samples, we've organized the samples. Last week, we spent a lot of time pairing the samples in a really just loose groups of what might work good together, to come up with 10 starter, ideas basically for a collab. And this was basically all because of the BPM of the samples, the key of the samples, and the beginning, like the ideas that some of the producers said. I wanted to make sure the more complete ideas that were sent to me were still realized as like the way they were. And then anyone that just sent me random samples, we can use those samples to kind of fit them around the other tracks. I don't know. We'll see how this goes, but that's basically how we did it last season, and it works very well. That's how I produce anyways. I really just kind of, I can make any sample fit with anything. If you just chop it up, pitch it, stretch it, and do it just right, you can really work with any sample. But I wanted to keep the tracks that were really more of a complete thought and idea when they were sent to me. I wanted to keep them the way they were. So that's what started these ideas. And we started piling other samples on there using Ableton, coming up with ideas, dropping their names in here. And then towards the end of the week, we figured out the puzzle, got everyone a home, if you will, on the project. And now we're going to still be adding names as we go on, adding samples to these projects. So that's how this is going to fill up. Really fun, big project. It's fun for me. I actually really enjoy this. It's a unique idea I think we had for the live stream, and this is our second season to go at it. So it's going to evolve over time. I am planning a third season, and I'm planning it to be a little bit different each time. But this is where we're at. Week 6 is a good milestone because it's halfway through the second season. So you can use that as, I can use it, and we can use it as encouragement and proof that we can make it through not one full season, but even halfway through a second season. All right, and if you're not already involved and you're watching this live stream and you want to jump on, it's never too late. You can jump in at any time. You can follow all this information, including this document here, the sample pack. You'll find a link to the sample pack in the document, but also on the Discord right alongside this link, and you'll find all that information right here. You got a collab document, sample pack. You can download all the samples I'm using. And about that, so yes, I did send out all those samples, seamless loops. Now going into these next few weeks, when I'm raking the collabs, I'm going to be adding new samples to the project still, and I'll try my best to add those to the shared pack as we go along. But by the end of the season, I'll definitely have all those samples in the shared pack, just like last season, for everyone to participate. And and on BandLab too. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so let's do this. So this week, the goal for this week is to close. Goal for this week is to get all those ideas that we had, the names that we wrote down on the spreadsheet last week. We are going to be I'm going to start officially dropping the loops into FL Studio, which is my main DAW. I've got a template that I use, same template I used last season. So this is basically the start. Finally, halfway through the season, we're going to officially start the tracks. Basically, uh, if you want to look at it like that, it's we've collected a lot of samples, and now we're going to start the tracks. Now, maybe in future season we'll collect the samples before the season even starts, maybe, or do most of that work before the season starts. So then when we start the season, we can really just start like maybe just going through the samples the first week, and the second week would be like what we did last week. So we can shorten the seasons up if we need to. Okay, here we go. So how this is gonna work? I gotta reopen that spreadsheet. Like so much in music production and doing it, especially with samples and stuff, I do kind of look at it like it is kind of like a puzzle. It's not always like a puzzle. If you're starting from scratch, it's more of just a creation than a puzzle. But when you're working with a whole bunch of samples and a whole bunch of different producers, and it's already got a BPM and a key, and you've got a template, at this point, it's like kind of like a puzzle. It really is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this spreadsheet up here. Minimize this. I'm gonna open the camera. Turn off the camera for a bit. Okay, so this spreadsheet here, you can zoom in a little farther, maybe. And you can download this or save it. It's got the information for the keys, BPMs, the producers on the tracks, and it's going to be changed a lot as we go on. Some producers will be added, some producers will be taken off, keys might change. There'll be notes added here as we go along, deciding like the most important thing that needs to be done to the track and things that the track might be missing. All that information will be here on the spreadsheet. Okay, so this is the template. Let's go over the template for a little bit. Oh, my dog barks in the background. Also want to look over on the stream, the BandLab stream here. BandLab chat, Dallas D, recognize you. Hey, good to see you again. Tectonic, cool name. If I'm getting it right. YouTube, hey, hello. Sorry I am late stream. Hey, no worries. You can't rewind on BandLab, but you can always rewatch these on the Music Production Arena YouTube channel. We're going to experiment today with the first of our new BandLab live streams. Stick around while I think about it for a little while what the best time slot's going to be, but we are going to be doing a BandLab streams, and we're going to start with that today. So later on today, after this stream, after I eat some dinner, I will make a post on BandLab official time slot for the BandLab exclusive stream. Come with your music. I want to listen to music. I want to meet some people. I want to hear your music. Especially if you got forkable projects that can be forked and stuff. I'm down to collab, all kinds of stuff. So BandLab exclusive live streams. All right. Ark. Hey, good to see you, Ark. I got your stuff in here. You never sent me samples, but that's okay. We ended up with quite a few samples though. I'm still thinking even with all the samples we got sent, there's going to be a few samples for each song that we're going to need, like specific things. But Ark, I don't see your name on here. But so it's never too late to send samples for people watching and stuff. If you're like watching me work on a track at any point and you're like, oh, I know the perfect sample for this, or you want to do vocal or something for it, or anything like that, you can always send me samples for the song. All right, and of course we're doing season 3 at some point. We won't talk too much about season 3 yet, but I have decided that I want to continue the series. Okay, so let's show off the template. I love my template. It's a very nice template. And like I said, if anyone does want my template, I will send it to you. Here's my thing on templates. My whole rant on templates is I understand they can box you in. I understand why people don't use templates. So I don't recommend using my template. I recommend making your own template for yourself and making maybe different templates. But if you make your own template, it's not really boxing you in because you're still being creative. You're the one designing your own template, and you're designing it in a creative way that work for workflow. But if you use the same template every time, that can box you in. Like you're forcing yourself to work in the same way every time. That's not what this template that we're using here for. This template is designed for the live stream to go smooth. This is really designed so I don't have to set up the same thing every time, 10 tracks, multiple track, like projects, all this stuff, side chaining, EQ, color coding, because I like to stay. So I got us a template for the live stream. That's what this is built for. But I still am a big advocate of templates, because if you build a template for the style of song you're working on, it really does keep you from, you can flow, you can put that stuff down quicker without having to do that stuff, the tedious stuff every time. But anyways, let me show off the template. So what we have here, FL Studio, of course, going with tracks. So we've got the 12 tracks for like the melodic stuff, basically, and then we've got a whole bunch of tracks for the drums and percussion. And I am challenging myself, just like last season, to not add any tracks to this template. So we're going to limit ourselves to this many tracks, just like last season. It's plenty. It's plenty. If you have to add more than this, it's just special little effects and stuff. And I could find a way to merge that to one of the other tracks. But I like to keep it, simple. So that we've got basically a 12-track sequencer here with a drum track top of it, with all the individual things there. So and then we got individual channels, of course, for all the reverb. So let me go down what we got here. If you look over here on the left, it doesn't have, not all tracks will have vocals. So the vocals is just another slot for more leads and stuff. If you want to look at it like that. So this is not written in stone, but this is a rough outline. You got the master track. You got vocals, leads, chords, bass, and drums. The 5 main elements of a track. And I got the buses for all those already set up here. Hey, Subluxa. Checking out some of your music on SoundCloud today. Template. That's like when Fox the Galaxy pointed out how I say the word fun all the time. Didn't stop me from saying fun. All right, let's check out this fun template I have here. This very, very, very fun template of mine. We got 5 main elements of your track, and they got the buses for all of them. And then we have for each one of those, we have 3 tracks and a reverb / effects bus for those. Fun template. Y'all are giving me a hard time. 3 tracks for vocals, 3 tracks for leads, 3 tracks for chords and pads, the thicker stuff, the stuff that is really going to fill up the mix. Stuff I usually add later on in the mix when I'm doing a mix down, because I want to make sure all the other stuff is cutting through nice and clear. And then I like to add this pads and chords as kind of all that filler. But you definitely got to have that stuff, especially if it's the chord progressions. I got bass channels. The bass channels are all routed off to a separate sub. So no matter, I like the samples to have the sub already in the sample instead of working with the separate sub audio. Like when people send me like a separate sub and a separate top, it's kind of harder for me to get everything to match together. I like when the sub is like in the sample, because I'm going to split it off anyways. I've got all 3 of these sub tracks, tracks 10, 11, and 12 bass tracks are frequency split. The subs go off to this sub track, and that gets routed back to the master. And then you never want 2 things subbing at the same time anyways. That's why there's only 1 sub track. So that gives you a really good way to just monitor the sub frequencies only. And then sidechain it with the kick sub. Let's see here. Subluxa says, which version of FL is the best? $200 version is the best. Which version of FL is the best? By the way, can't afford the $300 version. So I recommend the $200 version, the $199. And maybe they're running a special right now, Black Friday. Let's check, because it's everything you need. It really is. All the other stuff is very nice stuff. I love all image line stuff, but all the stuff people are talking about when it comes to FL Studio is in the $200 version for the most part. Mine is Gross Beat and Harmor, but again, Harmor is just like buying another synth, and Gross Beat is pretty cool, man. I like Gross Beat. I gotta have Gross Beat. Let's see here. Let's go to image line. Are we looking at my search history? What do we got? Image. Black Friday coming up. Oh, so they're trying to sell this Black Friday special here. Find edition. Okay. What does this say? Upgrade producer to all plugin, but I already own that. Why is it telling me this is my current version? Oh, it does say owned here. It's freaking me out. I was like, wait a minute. They're not getting no more money out of me. I'm done giving them too much money. Valid until 30th of November. So I should have waited, I guess, for this before I upgraded to the all plugin version. Anyways, $200 version is the best one to get, and then you can always get gross beat later or something, or use some other plugins that do something similar. Excuse me, Jelly Beanator. Hey, good to see you. Hey, sent you a little 20-second clip on Discord of a Christmas song music video I'm working on. Hey, let's check that out. Hey, I'm getting a phone call. Today's stream, right? All right. Okay, so Jelly Beanator, we'll check that out in a minute. Let me finish going over this template, and then we'll just talk about how we're going to get into this week and what we're mainly going to be doing this week, and then we're going to check that out. And then we'll just get busy. Today's been a lot of announcements and catching up, but Mondays are usually like that. Okay, so as you can see, so then on the template here after the sub, we have all the different drum tracks. I've got kick, snare, hats, rides, crash, perks. Got different effects tracks, white noise, white sweeps, crackle noise, whatever you want to put in these. Sometimes I do need to add maybe one or two more of these effects tracks, but a better way to do that is really bouncing the tracks together. The $100 version is not worth it to me. Depends on what you're doing, like Xandit's saying, but it's not worth it to me. All the stuff that you're going to find tutorials for on YouTube are the $200 version. Wouldn't you agree, Xandit? Like, the stuff that really makes FL Studio good is the audio recording and all that stuff into the and the sequencing and the bouncing and all the other stuff. I don't know. I don't know what the limitations are of the $100 version anymore. It used to be very limited compared to the $200 version. And in my opinion, a lot of the stuff I rely on, it's worth it. If you're getting it for Christmas, you'll be happy. Or holidays time, whatever holiday you might get it for. Birthday, maybe it's your birthday coming. Maybe you saved up your money and you're just about to buy your own. I don't assume. Okay, let's see here. We've got all the tracks are reflected up here in the playlist. And then all the samples are right here. And let me show you why this is what makes it work so smooth. So since it's all color coded, named in order, you've got, as you can see, I've got, so I can point at my screen. We've got the patterns. Even in the patterns, if I drop down everything, you can see everything here at one time. I've got all the patterns 1 to 12. Got the effects. I've got drum patterns. So all the patterns are already created. I've got all the channels already created. I've got all the playlists with automation drop downs already created. And I've got all the mixer tracks already created. This is why this template is like so good, because it's still very empty. There's not any instruments loaded. Those are empty sampler tracks. It's just color coded, organized with plenty of slots. That's what makes it so good. Jelly Bean, talking about the DAW, says, all I say with buying a full DAW is that it doesn't have to cross your mind that you can't use certain features. You're able to use the full extent of the software without the cap. Might seem obvious, but having that cap really can kill creativity. Yeah. The $200 version is the full version, right? Isn't that the way FL Studio works? So after the $200 version, all the other money is just separate plugins. And I would agree there's a lot of other extra plugins that you can get for FL Studio that will free up, give you more creativity. So the $400 version is probably the best bang for your buck, but you already said you can't afford the $400 version. So as the salesman that I used to be, I would take into consideration that you said you cannot afford the $400 one right now, so you're not trying to spend that. And I would go with the $200 version one. If they got a Black Friday special or something, you can get anything for cheaper. Maybe spring for that. But remember, you can it's lifetime free updates, so you won't have to buy it again. And you can always get those extra plugins in the future. You know, you slowly buy plugins one at a time. I don't have a promo code. I used to. They have affiliate programs. And I'm just a big fan of FL Studio. I used to sell it, like I've mentioned before. I used to work at Guitar Center and in the pro audio section. And so that's exactly very much what that feels like when I say that. Talk about that. So the template, this is why it works so good. I'll do a quick example. The examples are going to be all week long, so we're going to be doing this all week long. You can use Vital in FL. Yes, you can. It works very, very good in FL. Let me show y'all one other awesome feature that I do have built into the template, which is Loop Cloud plugin, free version of Loop Cloud plugin loaded in here. What's nice about this is, I'm not going to jump into it, but for those that know about Loop Cloud, you can run it as a plugin, and I have it in our template here, and it really does make it nice to just add loops that way. I'm questioning adding it to our template here because this is mainly not, because we're mainly just going to be using loops and samples from our cloud folder, but this makes this template a little bit more multi-purpose. Loop Cloud built right into this template. And got everything else. I got all the automation clips here on the template. We've got a volume for every track already loaded up. I've got a high pass and low pass I'm surprised I did this. Did I really do that? Oh, that's the master track. I got a high pass and low pass for the master bus lead, chords, bass. It's starting to look more complex now, but it's really not. If you look at this, at the top is all the samples. At the bottom, it's all the automation clips, and it's same order. It's order color-coded and just in the straight order, but whatever. That's the beauty of doing a template, is you don't have to do this again. You can do it one time and do all 10 tracks. You don't have to create this every time. Could you imagine creating this tedious, like meticulous template for 10 different projects and keeping it all the same way? That'd be annoying. All right, so what makes this nice is you can drop a sample right into the sampler here. Any of those loops that we created, drop them right in here, and I don't have to route it or nothing. I don't have to color it. I don't have to do nothing. I drop it right in there, and I can drop it right into the playlist on the track that it belongs in, and it's all done for us. That really does make the live streams go a lot smoother. All right, so what we're going to be doing this week, since we already got this kind of figured out here, this is a rough outline. We're going to start with the names here. I'm just going to be diving into their sample packs and choosing the best that I can, most important elements to start building up the track. And this is going to take more than 1 week probably, but we're going to be spending however much time it takes. Jelly, let's listen to your track, your demo here in a second. Jelly Benator says that crossgrade stuff blew my mind. DAWs offer a discount if you already own other DAWs. Oh yeah, yes, for sure. I'm not complaining, but how does that make sense? Once again, I'll kiss the feet of whoever made the deal. Yes, but with world capitalism is bunch of words there. No, it's funny though. That is true. I've seen people do that. That's like cell phone companies that do that. They'll buy pay your contract, buy you out your old contracts and move you over. I've seen DAWs do some similar things. That is kind of weird. Crossgrade. Yes. Hey, Party Killer. Party Killer did vocals for one of our tracks from season 1. We should take those vocals and use them for season 2, though. Jellybean says, does it allow you to get a discount on FL if you used FL? I don't know, but the FL has lifetime free updates, so you never have to worry about. Who else does lifetime free updates? They can't be the only company, but I'll tell you right now, every company that does lifetime free updates is just like awesome. Okay, elements. No, you can't. I don't think, does FL have a crossgrade? Did they have it on their website, or I didn't see if they did. All right, we need to get into this. I'm gonna check out. Let's check out Jelly Bean. Jelly Bean's making a happy Christmas 2021 others two waves demo here. Wants us to check out. We're gonna listen to that. Then we're gonna get busy because it's almost halfway through this live stream. Let me check out. Let's check out Jelly Bean. Jelly Bean's making a happy. I gotta figure out how to route the audio. Give me a second here. Jelly Beanator sent a track. Let's listen to this. We're going to start with collab one today, and we're going to mess around with it. Mainly going to show off the template and how it works, and we're going to start dropping samples in. We'll get into that in just a second. I'm trying to figure out how to route the audio here because I've got all different sound cards. Discord is coming through a different sound source. You know what I could do? I could just change the Discord audio. Go settings, audio, output. Close. Working? It is not. Work. All right. Let me turn this on. Here we go. All our lights, Christmas made us cry. Not even bothered, you think it's on the line. Most of the kids know, don't even try. To wait for forgiveness time, yeah. Hey, I want to hear a lot more of that. That was like, not just, that's a teaser right there. That sounded really good. A lot of people saying sorry for being late, nameless in the band lab chat. Why I'm pointing that out is because that makes me think people are actually trying to make it here on time and watch the show. It makes it feel more like a real show. I appreciate everyone making this a real show because that's what I want. I want to have a daily real show from here on out. Dun, 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 dun. Welcome to the show. I do try to make it. I haven't missed it in 14, 15. Actually, been quite a few weeks now. Let me look back at the wall. 10, 15, 15, 16 weeks. We haven't missed a day except for maybe one. Same time every day. So it pretty much is official. For those that feel bad for being late, don't worry. You can always watch the replay on our YouTube. I'll be sure to add all those to that playlist, season 2 playlist. Very good, Jelly Beanator. I mean, I just want to hear more of it. It sounds cool. I just keep going with it. I don't really have any feedback for you. Other than just, have fun with it. I appreciate it, Jelly Beaner. You know what? Friday, if you want to send the full clip, I am trying to make Fridays more of a feedback, loose Friday thing. But you are right. Let's get into the point of the show. It's going to be these collabs. Jelly Beanator, Party Killers would like to collab. That'd be cool. I'd love some guitar. Go ahead and send it. Subluxa, and anything you send me, I'll be sure to get to it at some point as far as adding it to the folder. This week, we're mainly going to be taking what's already been sent to me and dropping it in here. And then we'll add anything else later that it might need. Okay, so let's have some fun here. Let's start with collab 1. So this is how this template works. This is the template in action. Let's pull up the spreadsheet one more time. We know that the project is 174. I'm saying template a lot on purpose now. Spreadsheet. You could buy templates, and those aren't the templates I'm talking. Those templates are nice. The ones that have the instruments already in them and they're already mixed and stuff. Those are cool. I'm not against those. I actually really like those templates, but that's not the kind of template we built here. All right, so we've got 174 beats per minute. So let's change this project to 174 beats per minute. E minor. We don't have to set anything here. Okay. And then we're working with Ski Lion, Dead Cousin, CJ Kamikaze, Naxic, Subluxa, Nimke, and Indiety. We do know that those producers have samples that would probably fit in the collab. So the best way to start tackle this is, again, we got to work limited here. We've got only so many slots on this template. Plenty, but we don't want to add too much. So we're going to open up the sample packs. I'm going to be working right out of the public pack. Last season I was working out of my packs or whatever that I haven't created, but this for right now we're gonna work right out of the public pack. Everyone that has access to these samples that I'm going to be using. So samples, public pack. It was hard for me to hear the vocals, honestly, because of the way I had it set up. It was coming out of my other speakers, my little Bluetooth speaker in front of me, just the way the audio is set up. I can listen to it again later, Jilly. I mean, I could hear that this overall track sounded cool. It sounded nice. But all right, Eli. I love to start with the drum beats. Can't remember who sent the drum beat. I think Ski has one, but I don't think it's the official drum beat I want to use. It's a little filtered sounding. Let's go pack. Let's just go straight to the Ski Lion pack. Ski Lions pack. All right. Minimize that. Minimize Ableton for now. Let's open up the rest of this template. So the template also has the 2 screens set up to actually have to do it justice. So I have the piano roll over here. Got the channel rack there. We have even have a frequency analyzer there, just loaded up, ready to go. We have Edison for all our audio editing and recording, sampling necessities. And we keep up the limiter. I didn't mean to open that. What is that? Sorry. And we have this limiter here. So there's the setup right there. And having this all on the screen like this is the best setup because I'm not having to open and close things. As you can see, we got the playlist, we got the mixer, we got the piano roll, we got the channel rack, we got the limiter there so we can monitor the final output, and then we have the audio sampling. So it's really a 2-screen setup. I have the chat tucked behind this thing over here. It's perfect. This is the setup. Ableton, I don't know how much we'll use Ableton for the rest of the season, but I do. I'm keeping it pulled up because it's part of me now. It is now part of my life. All right, so then I can pull this open here. We can go Ski Lion. I can scroll down here to the drum loop. I have a drum loop spot here. So then we've got this 174 beats per minute drum loop. Drop that right into there. So I dropped it right in there. And I'm sure most of y'all get the concept here, basically, of the whole template now. But like as I was trying to say, I dropped it right in there, and then I click it right here and add it to the playlist. And as you can see, it's already color coded green. It's already routed to mixer lane 33 here, insert 33. And that's all set up to be sidechained already. So that's the beauty of that whole template thing. Okay, and since it was a seamless loop, it's already going to loop just right. Let's play it. I like to gain stage everything to -6. I do that by, this is, I guess, I don't know why I keep it like this, but this is just the way I've always done it. But anyways, if you look over here at my limiter, I have it boosted +6. So even though I'm still going up to 0 for the live stream, when I render out the pre-master and you take this limiter off, it goes back down to -6. So it's still -6. So I gain stage everything to -6. So if I hit play on this. There we go. That's close to -6. So it's going up to the green line here. Just usually for the live stream is usually why I did that. Also to give myself more visual on the, it pushes it up higher. You can get more visual here on the limiter itself. But it's being boosted to 6, but I never go over the green line, so I'm not going above 6. So my whole style of mixing is not, I don't mix into a limiter. I use the limiter to monitor the peaks, and then I mix everything in a way where it fits together and as loud as possible. Yeah, that's a nasty. Arc says it's a nasty drum and bass. That's what I meant by filtered sounding, which is really popular in the drum and bass, old school drum and bass. That filtered drum and bass. Whoa, JJ spamming the BandLab chat like crazy. Why? See, here's another reason. Here's another problem I have with BandLab is I don't think I can control the chat. We're gonna figure this out right now because we have a problem in the BandLab chat. Nothing surprises me anymore. So I'm not surprised by this person spamming the chat, but let's see if we can edit the chat right now. Let's go. View profile. Sorry, BandLab users, for this person spamming the chat here. It's JJ thinks they're gonna get super famous by spamming chat like this. Does it let me pick people from the chat? Restrict user, it does. They're on top of it. Why would I doubt BandLab over there? All right. I'll try to keep a better eye on that. Actions restricted for JJ. I hope that worked. But while y'all are at it, y'all should go listen to JJ's track. It could be really good. Nice music, mate. I like it. Oh, boo, JJ. Oh, boo, JJ. Nah, JJ's just spamming his track. We've all done it at one point. Not like that though. Carter, what's up, Carter? Welcome to the BandLab side of the stream. For everyone watching the BandLab stream, let me just remind y'all that this is just multicasting our regular stream into BandLab as I can. But I want to come up with a better way to do this. Oh, 64 views. That's awesome. 45 views. Okay, I read that wrong. 45 viewers. Oh, 65 clicks total, 45 views currently. That's really cool, BandLab. I really wish I could put more attention on. Let me turn this. I'm gonna turn my MacBook. See the chat better. And I'll keep an eye on the chat over here. BandLab. We are actually going to be having a lot to do with BandLab and this whole project. It might seem kind of foreign to some of you viewers, not knowing exactly what we're doing. But what this is ongoing community collabs, which is community collabs are perfect for BandLab. So I basically have been slowly integrating our ongoing projects into the BandLab platform. And at some point, it's going to be fully integrated. And you're going to find every one of these projects that we're working on here as a BandLab project that's able to fork it on BandLab, collab in on it. And so BandLab is a big thing. Anyone that follows me, I'll follow you back. And I'll be checking out your music regularly, especially on our exclusive. We're going to be doing some exclusive BandLab live streams just for listening to music. So I appreciate that. Yes, I'm going to be doing BandLab things regularly. No doubt about it. Hey, Connor, just now joining the collab band. We got bands over there on the BandLab page you can join. The bands are going to be there for creating projects. Carter, got you. Followed you back, Carter. We're going to be creating the projects inside those bands. I still got to figure out a lot about how the bands work and how we could fit everybody into one band, or if we're going to have to make separate bands and separate projects or whatever. But BandLab has the band feature, so it's another neat, extra unique feature that I'm going to take advantage of over here. We've got 21 members in the MPA studio bands. We've got 11 members in the community collab bands. Really neat. I like to use platforms to their fullest and get the most out of them if I can see it beneficial. Appreciate it, Carter. Carter says apology. All right. These are some dirty, nasty drum and bass filter stuff, but done in the way that's appropriate for old school drum and bass. I'm going to use these drums. I also want to use some more clean, modern sounding drum and bass drums. So probably going to stack the drums up on this. Then it says next season I'm gonna announce my sample challenge and maybe send you some stems. Please do, that'd be awesome. And I'm excited for sample challenge. I want to take part in that. How's your game going? Your bullet hell game or whatever it's what's it called? Forgive me. That is what it's called, right? And for a little yeah, you've been busy with work on it. I've got so many projects that filled by they're just on my project node. That's the name of it. Okay, that makes sense. I remember that. I just didn't put two together. One did one together to make two. Subluxa says breakbeat. Yeah, it's a breakbeat. The breakbeat, but at 174, it's like close to the Amen style drum and bass beat loop. But I'm gonna actually sidechain this drum and beat with some modern kicks and snares and sidechain it in there to really get that modern punch and kick in there. You're definitely gonna need that. This is a Ski Lion sample, by the way. Pretty cool. This drum beat isn't breakbeat. If you slowed it down, it'd basically work as a breakbeat drum beat. I could make it work, I think. Let's see here. Subluxa, you sent a drum beat too for this, right? Let's check. Subluxa. 174. No, you sent just bass. Nope. No worries. We'll get that. Subluxa, I thought you did, but I think you sent some drum beats for some other tracks. I don't think you sent one for this. If you send me something at 174, we can drop it in right now. Try to make it a seamless loop. Actually, it doesn't matter at this point. That was really important for the part for last week when I wanted everything just to jump into Ableton as soon as possible. This week, I can just start dropping things in straight into the template. But definitely, if you could label it for me, that'd be nice. Appreciate it. All right, let's go back to the Ski Lion pack real quick. Trust me, the rest of this week could go a lot quicker and smoother, and we're gonna be working on this. I just wanted to show off the template, the way it worked, talk about it, get everyone caught up for Monday, talk a little bit about the BandLab stuff, and now we're gonna get into the second hour of this. We're just gonna be putting in the work. A lot of this week, this is exactly what we're gonna be doing. We got to build up these 10 tracks by dropping in the most important loops into the template. And the neatest part about this is we're gonna get the best demo. We can start rendering out demo whips of the actual drops and intros and stuff, whatever we come up with here. And they're gonna have sidechain and stuff. So, let's see what we have. All right, there's a nice bass. So I can just take back over here to do template. As you can see, track 10, 11, and 12 are my bass channels. I'm just gonna grab 10, first empty one, and I'm gonna drop this in there. This bass already has, this is basically a sub bass with top end. Okay, so it's gonna be, if I hit play here, right here. I'm gonna zoom in and line it up here. Beautiful. All right, so let me gain stage this. And I'm just gonna gain stage and everything at -6. Best. Let's pull this off. I monitor my limiter over here on the right. It wouldn't be as necessary for me to turn the volume down on all these if I wasn't pushing everything +6 on the limiter there. But that headroom, that extra headroom, I'm just used to working like that. Come from an old school style of working that's not as necessary anymore in the modern digital age. But I just continue to work like this. Okay. Carter says, I told my brother to get BandLab and he joined your live thing and followed you. Hey, I appreciate it. What's your brother's name? Appreciate that. And we're going to be doing a lot more stuff too. We got a lot of ideas. I'm open to anything that would be fun to do with music. So if y'all got ideas, if you want to get, and I'm all collaborative. those that know me, or if you're just getting to know me, everything I do here on the streams is all about community collabing and competitions and events and battles and things like that. I rarely talk about my own music ever. Hey, appreciate everyone. Uh, Tonight we're doing an exclusive BandLab stream. I don't know what time it is for most people, but we're gonna listen to some music on BandLab some point tonight. I haven't figured out the time yet, so you're just gonna have to watch for the notification. All right, so this drum loop is not gonna sidechain that very well because not gonna sidechain this very well because of just the way it is. Like if you listen to this. But we're still going to try. Let me show you how the side chain I have set up in this template is. So you can see we got the bass up there. We got the drum loop here. They're already routed to the mixers. When I play this again, check it out. See the subs going. See the subs going to the separate sub here. If I was to mute, that's just the top. If I was to mute the other one. So we can process the subs separately. We can also sidechain them separately. Now I have the drums automatically going to this channel over here on the mixer, and this is being sidechained to every other track on the mixer. So it's already all built in. All I have to do is nothing. I didn't even need to open that. All I have to do is go back over here to the sub, click on the sidechain. But see how it's sidechaining it so much because of the hi-hats and the snares and everything else. So there's one thing I can do to fix that. And this is probably going to be the way we sidechain. We're probably going to end up sidechaining with that other drum beat I was talking about. But in fact, I know we are, so I don't know why I'm doing this. But let me just show you. I do have this set up in a way that makes this a little easier. It's over here. Go back over here to the ducking channel. I have this frequency splitter here. I can start cutting off some of the top end frequencies. This is the kind of drum beat you really don't need a sidechain with too much either. Almost more of a top loop. Okay, then I'll go back over here to the. And that's just the sub part. We go back to the top part. We got to sidechain that part too. It definitely sounds better. That's the drums cutting through that sub now pretty clearly. Although I don't think I'm going to sidechain with that drum loop. I'm going to get a really solid kick and snare in there. We're going to sidechain with that kick and snare. That drum beat is just all over the place. Hey, okay, cool. So what was the BandLab group again? ARC. Let me get you that link. BandLab, it's Music Production Arena. So bandlab.com/music production arena. The bands, I think you'll find links to all the bands there. /arena. Just double check all that. Copy. Paste that there. Subluxa, I will do that right now because I want to check out the drum beat, but can't always get to the loops and samples right when y'all send them to me because that's what causes me to get so sidetracked right away. But you happen to be sending me something that we actually need for this drum loop right now, this drum track, because this drum beat is not cutting through like I want it to. So let's see what Subluxa sent. It probably will. We're gonna mix it in there. Subluxa, all the samples that we already have of yours also in the seamless loop, we're gonna probably drop those in today. In fact, we're gonna do that right now. I want to give one more shout out because I didn't think it was possible, and it worked out. I don't know what it was, but well, hold on. Before I do that and get too sidetracked again, we got people following. I appreciate it. For those following us on BandLab, I followed you back. I will double check everyone that's followed me here. And followed it, and I will make sure I follow you back, check out your music. And one thing I'm going to be doing there in the Band Lab Music Radio Hour for sure is, so I want people to drop by the chat, share their music live, and I'm going to listen to whatever gets live shared. I'm going to queue it up as a queue, and I'm going to play that music in the order that it gets submitted in the chat. But in between those tracks, when I don't have anyone sending me a link, I'm just going to be playing music from members that are following the Music Production Arena Band Lab page. So I'm always going to be, if you got a public track on your page, there's a chance that I might play it there in the radio hour. I don't know if I'm going to call it that. I just give things names, and then I keep calling it that. MPA Radio Hour. It makes me think of some old time show. You're tuned in to the MPA, like NPR. MPA Radio Hour with Guild. We're going to listen to some tracks tonight. So get your follow the Music Production Arena page. Have some tracks posted on there. I'll be sure to listen to any tracks that are public. And then if I can find cool stuff to fork in and collab on, I might jump in on some if I have the time. Carter. Y'all listen to each other's tracks later tonight. I'll be sure to listen to. I'll be listening to y'all's music on the next stream we do. Okay, let's check out this sample that Subluxa just sent me. Subluxa has access to their Google Drive here. So I'm gonna... Hey Subluxa, I'm looking real quick in the folder that I have here for you. Did you update it to this folder, or what folder did you drop it? Or is it in the... Okay. Not used. That makes... Let me refresh this. 95, 135, D sharp memory. Drum beat, 174. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. I remember last season I did have to do this too. So some of the only samples I'll be adding to the template that's not already here will be extra drum loops, like that, full on loops, until I cut them up. So this is fine. This doesn't break my rule yet of not adding any tracks. So I'm gonna take this drum beat here, 174. I'm gonna drop it under here. Oh, that's gonna give this a really nice like rock band, like a rock beat feel. I love that. Punk beat. I just got really excited. Okay, so I'm drop that here. It's not part of the template. Oh no. Oh no, it's easy. I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna route this to I'm gonna rename green. Give it a symbol. Can you imagine if I did that for every track on the live stream? It would take up all the time. Now we're gonna route it to an empty track. Here we go. All right. Give me a second. I'm trying to find it. What is this? Did I drop into this? I dropped into the wrong kind of track. It's a sampler track. Okay, let me check. How do you change this to an audio clip? Let me fix this. Little maintenance here. Give me a second. Rename. Maybe I should add a second drum track loop for the template, because actually quite a few of the tracks last season had the same thing. It's because more people sent me drum loops than I thought would. I would rather have a separate kick loop, a separate snare loop, a separate hat loop, and all that. I mean, honestly, I don't care what y'all send me. It's all good. But I'm saying, like, that's what I was expecting. That's the way I work. But honestly, it's not the way everyone works. It doesn't mean. It's just another way to render out your loops. Like when you have a drum loop, you can render out as a full loop, or you can render out the kick, the snare, and the hat separately. 3 separate loops, and then you have more control over it, of course. But all right, we're gonna do that. Going to put this down here. Only 2. Clean up, clean up. All right, I'm gonna route this to, what was that, 34. You'd also route that to that. Okay, so now this drum loop will be doing the side chaining, and we can actually side chain the other drum loop to that one. I'm gonna do that with all this stuff going on. I'm gonna go and do that too. So side chain, compressor, this. I hate dead air. I like to talk the whole time, kind of like Bob Ross paintings. That was my first thought when I was like, okay, how am I going to do these live streams in a way that it's not too boring? And I was watching Bob Ross rerun one day. It was Afro guy painting a picture, painting happy little trees, and I had a vision. And I was like, ah, I see it now. Okay, we got ducking going there. We've got this ducking track here. Hopefully that messy. Why we got to make this part of the template. We go here to the compressor. We ducking. I'm gonna play both of them at the same time at first. Okay, that actually kind of works, but I need to go over here. I need to gain stage this new drum beat. Got it. I guess it's not really dead air if I'm working on music. Dead air would be if like I walked off the set. But still, it's like. Okay, let's mute the other one. That sounds pretty neat. I need to mess with it so it's not hitting that limiter so hard, but it's pretty neat. Let me see what we're talking about here. Thanks for joining, Ark. I'll be sure to make sure I'm following you on BandLab. Subluxus says, will my baseline work? We're going to check. Subluxus says, okay. And Unused Character did that. It should be able to work with other drum beat. Yeah, I think so. And okay, can you remove the tail of the first part of the loop? Yes. I can barely hear the drums. The bass is too loud. That's probably why it's clipping over here too. The bass needs to be turned down. So. That sub's at a good level, but I can go in here. I'm gonna go EQ the other part. Okay, so that's what I want to do. I want to take this track down here for now. I want to make this the main drum beat part, which goes here. I'm going to double check everything I did with this template over here because I messed it up kind of. I'm going to go, I'm just going to call this top loop. And I'm actually going to move that over and make it the perks that we're going to use for this track. I want to keep everything in the template, and this drum loop here, I'm going to filter it. It's going to end up just becoming the perks for this whole drum track here. So it's going to end up going up here to perks. That. Right? And I'll clean that later. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Yeah, y'all remember last season, I'd get kind of messy during the live stream, and then next day I'd come back and it would be cleaned up because afterwards I clean up the project in between each episode. So if it gets a little sloppy, and my projects are never sloppy. I just can't have a messy project. It bugs me. Okay, so this needs to be, so this top loop needs to be filtered out like crazy. Let's go. We're gonna wait on that till later. I don't want to get. I'll clean that up later. Let's not worry about that. Forget it even sits there. Okay. Let's try the other bass line. All right, so we got some. We're gonna be all over the place, but we got to come up with a little bit more good system by the end of the week to get this all done. But it might take 2 weeks. We don't know. Let's go back to Sublux's pack. We're gonna try this bass line here. We've got. Well, here we go. Start with this one. And stage it. Add the side chain. Probably use give some reverb. And then we also sidechain the reverb. And EQ the reverb. Probably too much reverb there. We need to pick a better reverb for it also. It's a nice bass, but you want to give all this stuff here is where the lead and the chords and everything is going to sit and stuff. This bass has a lot of high frequencies and stuff. So and we're going to chop it up, of course, like I usually do. I mean, chop it here and there and mix the three basses together that we're going to use on the track. I lost the chat. Where's my chat? Did I? Dun, 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 dun. I lost the chat. Give me a second. Hey, Ark sent some stuff. I was trying to do a simple lo-fi song, and this is how it sounds like. The second one is guitar sample. Hey, I'll check those out in a little bit, Ark. All right. I lost the chat, meaning I probably closed it, meaning if y'all said anything, I've missed it. If I open up the new chat here, it's going to reload it fresh. Fresh. So, if you said something and I missed it, you can probably type it again. Sorry. And move that over here. Up here. Make sure I still my spreadsheet. All right. Dead Cousin, you sent that bass. You also sent this. I said Dead Cousin. Subluxa. Dead Cousin's the next person I'm going to jump into. But Subluxa, you sent this other bass, which is also very nice. I have to decide which bass I want to use. Okay, so the Sublux is saying the darker acid bass was a sub. This bass isn't meant to be sidechain, by the way. It's meant to have highs. It's 3-3. Oh, I totally get what you're saying. Honestly, though, Subluxa, what I do with the samples at this point, well, I don't know. I'll sidechain it if I think it needs sidechaining. But no, you're right. Well, if it's a 303 top end and 303, they don't sidechain it as much or whatever. But depending on however this track ends up, like at some point these samples might get completely manipulated way beyond what you meant them to be used for. Yes, you sent me something else here that's got more sub to it. Yeah, in fact, this one doesn't even sound like it has much. But I'm liking the way it sounds. It sounds cool. That's the way I work. I mean, I throw stuff together. It's starting to work. I'm going to keep going. We're going to see how this works. We're going to see what else we can do here. Also, we've got to fit samples from everybody. So we've got so many people on this spreadsheet right here. We're not using every sample that y'all sent me. We're using a few samples from each person is how this works. Y'all are able to download the samples yourself and do your own version of the collabs in any way that you see that you have in mind, and anything you might have in your imagination as I'm working on this. All the samples are there available for you to download. So I would like to hear other people's versions of what they do with the samples for sure. All right. Okay, this sounded pretty neat. Let's see what else we come up with here. Those are the samples at 174 that Subluxa sent. Let's jump over to the Dead Cousin pack. We got an E minor bass thing here. What did Xandit say? Sidechaining in drum and bass is more delicate things. Yeah, for sure. In fact, I know a lot of drum and bass producers, they don't even sidechain at all. They just mix everything to be in their own pocket. So depending on like liquid drum and bass and things like that, don't use much sidechain and stuff like that. Although I am not making any specific track here. As y'all know, I make experimental music. This is my top genre. It just happens to be 174. I love sidechain and heavy sidechain ducking, and I use it appropriately. Don't get me wrong. But we're going to be fitting a lot of samples in here. That sidechain ducking gives things space and room for sure. I'm not a big fan of like noise and synths going for too long, notes being held for too long without some kind of pumping effect happening to it. All right. Here we got another bass thing here. Let's see. And we can only choose 3 basses, so I mean, we can bend the rules here and there at different parts, but we're gonna try to stay somewhat restricted here. So we got bass from DK, E minor. All this stuff has been E minor so far, I believe. Hopefully, there. And what's nice about having this template set up, I can do less sidechain to the top end than I can to the bottom. So I got the separate sub ducking it harder, and I can pull off on the other one. Let's go. Now let's game stage that. Yeah, what you're talking about there, Xandit, is actually the simulated effect that when sidechain was first starting being used and they wanted that pumping effect, it was actually simulating the tracks being smashed into a compressor really hard, especially in the dance floor and stuff. You take all these tracks that weren't necessarily using sidechain. For the longest time, a lot of techno and electronic wasn't necessarily using sidechain compression. They were using other techniques maybe. But those tracks would get smashed into compressors and limiters, and they would create this pumping effect. Well, that pumping effect was nice. And well, now it's all simulated through sidechaining, and some genres sidechain like way too much just because that's this genre now. It's just ducking genre. But I like a lot of sidechain. I actually use a whole bunch of sidechain. I don't try to make it sound like the whole track is like being too much pumped, but I use sidechain as a mixing technique to make everything loud. And I don't just sidechain kick and snare. I sidechain leads into chords. I sidechain vocals into lead. Like I sidechain everything with something else. Priority. More important tracks will sidechain away other tracks. And again, I'm not sticking to any specific genre and the rules of any genre at all with these collabs, by any means. Like if I get an idea, it's gonna to do something weird that never been done before in the genre, you better believe we're gonna try it. Has a neat sound there. "100 messages. Subluxa said the 100th message. This style track is not very pumpy. Congrats. You received 100 messages today with stream chat. Ooh. I like the very modern drum and bass though, like the Reaper stuff and drum step stuff and halftime stuff and all that stuff, which uses it's more basically just sped up dubstep, bro step. It's a big fan of modern drum and bass for sure. Again, I want to this style of track. It does seem to have a style right now, but I want to even like give the track a style necessarily because we're gonna get real experimental with some of the other samples that were sent in for this. I love the way this is pumping though. That sounds cool. Okay, so we've got a few different basses in here. Let's mute those. See what else we got that we can add in here. We've got other synth. Subluxa, my friend. I understand that you sent some samples with a certain impression in mind, what you thought they were going to be used for, but I got to tell you, the only way this is going to work for me is if I just am creative and just do whatever. I don't bind myself by like restrictions like that. I can't. I really can't. I just can't sit there and be like, oh, well, this was meant for this. It's going to be too much work, Subluxa. It really is. So I appreciate you sending in samples and stuff, but at this point, I would say just, I mean, if you still want to participate, it's just for fun. You can download the samples yourself and do whatever you want with it. Guild's version will be Guild's version. You know what I'm saying? And we can't get held up on all that stuff. We just got too much stuff we got to do. All right, let's go with the E minor synth here. That's a cool sound. That's kind of a chord thick layer, so I'm going to use it on track 7, 8, or 9. I'm going to go with just track 7 here. And let's get up here. This is my already gained stage. Nice. This one's already gained staged here. This one sounds cool. That sound is so nice. I love it. And Diddy says, have you heard of Medics? He has drum step and drum and bass style you're talking about. I used to listen to his stuff all the time. Medics. I don't know, but I still have SoundCloud list. I mean, I still have Spotify here, so let's go with look that up. M-A-D-I Medics. There's another drum and bass guy right now I'm talking about. I really like his Muse, M-U-Z-Z. Really good stuff. I always just, if it's an artist I haven't heard of, I always just create a playlist real quick and listen to it later. Yeah. Taking more recommendations for good music to listen to. Yeah, this sound is nice here. Oh, Xanda, I never updated you. So Xanda, if you look at the spreadsheet here, you remember your samples are very raw, and you sent me your samples last season. So that's why on this spreadsheet here, you're over here on the left still, Xanda. Right with Insky, Emerald, and Mr. Fox. All y'all samples are very raw and like little one-shots and stuff. I'm going to turn those into loops and still use them. Everyone that ended up over here on the right side, I turned their samples into loops already for previous weeks. Now that we're going into the new weeks, I'll update this. But Xanda, we're definitely going to be using your samples in multiple tracks. So if you look at the spreadsheet, we actually already put you on some here. I put you on collab 8. I only have you on Collab 8 for now, but I've been meaning to go in. I'm gonna actually, we don't know yet. Whatever tracks we find room for your samples, which will be many of them, I guess. Just like Inski, we'll write your name on the spreadsheet at that point. I didn't know I wanted to get you on 8 because I heard something in one of your samples I wanted to use. But that's the only reason why you're not on here yet, like so many other people are, because your samples are so like raw. I can fit them anywhere. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Same with Inski samples. I can fit those anywhere into any of the tracks. So no problem. Let's see what that sounds like with one of these subs. Those blend really well together. Yeah, we're not gonna spend too much time doing that. You know, I could sit there forever EQing something. We're just trying to get some of these ideas in here. We're gonna do separate, multiple drops here to kind of play around with the ideas. Do you think we can do 2 a day if tomorrow we didn't talk as much? I wonder if we can do 2 a day or if we should do 1 a day and get all of them done by the end of next week. We don't know. It's gonna take time, honestly. This is gonna take time. This is the kind of stuff I really enjoy doing. I might just do it after hours as well, but I don't want anyone to miss too much of it. So there's another drum beat we can use for the breakdown. Then it says, I also want to do a solar drum kit. Might take a while. I've got some home. Yeah, he's stacking up those projects like me. I got a stack of projects. You know what I have to do? I don't know if you already do this, but it's definitely really good to write down your list of projects. Even if you schedule a little time each day to do projects, it's important to have all those projects written down as a list. Because honestly, from experience, you get so much in your mind and it just becomes overwhelming when you're trying to sit down because it feels like you got too much to do. But when you write things down, this ain't nothing new. I'm preaching here. But if you write things down and you can stay on top of like your priorities and you put that list in order of most important projects to least important, and then also work on whatever you're most inspired to work on. I was listening to Look Mom No Computer. What is that YouTube channel? It's like Look Mom No Computer. Uh, he did a TED talk or something like that, or one of those talks, and he was talking about how like he's got one thing he's supposed to be doing, but he's procrastinates and works on something else that's funner to do, ends up creating something way better and that he would have gladly would have done. That's the story of my life. I do that all the time. Like I know things I'm supposed to be doing, but then I get this other idea and I jump in on it and just like takes all my time and the other project gets a little neglected, but this new project is like the best thing I've came up with. Anyway, so it's really good to get all these projects written down on a list so you can kind of prioritize them that way. And I've got a lot of projects. My favorite one right now is the community collabs. What we're doing right now is my favorite project. Music really. Yeah. Keep me posted, Xanda, on all those projects for sure. Here's some VR. They came out Resident Evil VR, dude. I don't know if I want to try that. I get motion sickness in VR, so I don't know if I want to do that. What have you been doing in VR lately, Xanda? Take this lead thing. How's the band lab chat going around? A big slothy sticker. Hey, Affinity Beats saying just got here. What system are you using? BandLab. Sorry I can't pull your chat up here as easily on the screen for people to see because it's not integrated with the Restream chat. But this is just we're working on some projects, some collabs, open invitations. The best way to jump in or get involved is just to follow the Music Production Arena page. You'll see some information there. I'm going to be doing some BandLab exclusive, excuse me, BandLab exclusive streams coming up, and we're going to experiment with that later tonight. So follow if you want to check that out. All right, we've got this lead synth sound. I'm going to add some ducking to this. Loud. Reverb on that. This is in no way what the tracks are going to sound like when we're done. I mean, I guess in some way. I try to be as literal as possible with my words. In some ways, it would be what the track sounds like in the end, but this is in no way cemented in like what the track's going to actually sound like. This is just dropping the samples into the project. I like to get the things loaded in here, so then when we start messing around, you know, this is all out of the way. I'm gonna turn a little ducking on this reverb. Again, if you're just tuning into this on BandLabs, all these samples were sent to me by members of the Music Production Arena community, and we're mixing the samples together to come up with some tracks. Hey, appreciate it. Talking about my setup. My setup is a collection of gear collected over time. Honestly, don't have any of the high dollar gear that's come out lately. I don't have any money to buy it, but I have selected. I've put together everything I've collected over the past 10, 15 years together as this little setup here, and it works for me. I appreciate you pointing that out. And the reason why I mentioned that is to let people know you don't have to. You can use what you got, still make it look nice. I show pictures of my stuff to people all the time in the communities that I'm in and stuff, and they're like, oh, and they always be like, say it looks so cool, but then I look at the gear they have, just not set up as nice, and they got so much nicer gear than I have, like Akai forces and like pushes, Ableton pushes, and like all these like trackers and just cool synths and things that I don't have. I'm all about that MIDI controllers, and I use a lot of touchscreen mobile devices and stuff. Appreciate it though. All right, let's go with yeah, let's get some more samples in here. Zandit, where can Zandit hear your music? Zandit, you can hear all Zandit's music on SoundCloud. Zandit, we follow him on the page there. All right, really repetitive, so we're definitely gonna want to do stuff to all that repetitiveness. Okay, let's go to the next pack here. The stream's almost over. Time flew today. I did a lot of talking. I feel it was a good stream though. Honestly, I'm not gonna regret anything we did today. For anyone that's been Subluxa, by the way, it's been awesome having you involved here with things, and you actually had quite a bit of energy and excitement for the collab since we started, and I feel I live off that. I mean, that's what fuels me to do these, so I appreciate you being involved with this. These are very much an ongoing thing, and it's really evolved out of us trying to just have things to do, and me have things to do on stream. So It's good having you here, and everyone else too. I just point out Sublux because just recently joined us here, not even that long ago, last week, and they're super involved. They got samples for every collab. You've been very aware of like what I've done here on the spreadsheet and like what I could do better. You seem like the type of person that sees the potential in me, and I could easily let you down with my laziness. So don't get over. Just being honest, people know this about me. I overwhelm myself with projects. We'll get things done, but everything's just about having a good time, being as relaxed as possible with it, and just hanging out. So I try to stay as organized as possible. I create spreadsheets, I create document, all kinds of things to go along with this. And I appreciate you helping me out, pointing things out, and like things like, oh, you need to add this to the spreadsheet, and you should change this. It's actually really cool, and I would like to see everyone getting that involved. That would be really neat. Regardless of how much I can handle it or not. So appreciate it, and it goes out to everyone else who's been tuning into these live streams, checking them out. If you know, like I said, I want to do a show, but it wouldn't be a show without people actually participating and watching. So everyone that's been watching and following and keeping up with what's going on, appreciate it, greatly appreciate it, because I'm having a good time. Okay, we're gonna wrap up today's thing. It's been 2 hours. Tomorrow we'll get more work done, but that's the goal for the week, and probably next week too. We're gonna get all the samples, not all the samples. We're gonna get all the members, at least one sample from every member loaded into a project. Then from there, we'll definitely be picking more samples. And all the samples that don't get used for this season, we can use them for another season. So that's just really setting us up for the future now. The simple logic behind it is we got probably more samples than we need in certain categories. In some categories, we don't have enough samples. So we probably have way too many bass samples, but not enough drum beats, maybe. Or probably have plenty of leads, but not enough vocal. There's going to be things we have plenty of and things we don't have plenty. So there's always room for more people to get involved. Anyways, let's have fun with it. Again, you can always download the samples yourself. You can follow the project. You can find us over there on the Music Production Arena Discord. You'll find a link to the sample pack, including the document there too. Let's save this before we lose it. All right, let's save this. In fact, let me just save it temporarily, and then I'll save it. I'll do an official save in the cloud a little bit later. I want to make sure I get all that done right after I take a little break. Go to temporary. Okay, so I saved that. We're not going to lose it. This has been the day 1 of week 6, season 2, the ongoing MPA community collabs. We have started dropping the samples into the official FL Studio projects that I'm going to be using for the guild versions of the tracks. We're going to end up with 10 tracks this season. They might not be super polished at the end of them, just depending on how much time I want to spend on them at the end, but we're definitely going to get them sounding neat. Be proud of what we did. We're going to get all those posted on SoundCloud. We're also going to post all the projects on BandLab, including season 1 projects as stems, just loop packs, basically, not the full project, just the loop packs there. And all that stuff will be, we'll wrap that up one day at a time. We've got plenty of weeks ahead of us. And I appreciate y'all being here. Then it says, my sample pack is one thing I want to have everyone would need to start a beat. My sample pack is the one thing I want to have everything anyone would need to start a beat. Yes, perfect. Yeah, I think Super Z Russell's been doing something similar to that too. They've got everything they would need. In fact, the Super Z Russell pack, I'm lucky we're lucky to have access to that pack. And I haven't even given y'all access to the full pack. He's given me access to some pretty nice sounds. We've been using them for season 1 and season 2. Appreciate it, Xana. You have a good night as well. And anyone else out there watching, have a good day and a good night. I will be back tomorrow. People listen to Carter's BandLab chat. He's over here spamming it in the chat. Listen to everybody's links, and then they'll maybe listen to your track back. And that's how you meet people. All right. See y'all tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. Eastern. For those on BandLab, keep an eye out. I'm going to test, and we're going to do a trial temp test stream later tonight. BandLab live stream exclusive. We're going to be listening to music over there. Hope to see y'all there. All right, everybody. Thanks again, and goodbye for now.